Imagine a city so confident in its sunshine that a newspaper once bet its business on it. Picture this. It's 1910, and in Saint Petersburg, Florida, a local paper boldly declares in a full-page ad, "If the sun doesn't shine, tomorrow's newspaper is on the house." It wasn't just a gimmick. This promise, known as the sunshine offer, became legendary. It didn't matter if you were a long-time subscriber or a stranger just passing through. If the sun failed to shine, your paper was free. The bet wasn't just against bad weather, it was a statement of identity. St. Pete wasn't just a city, it was branding itself as the Sunshine City. And here's the twist. That reputation still lingers, more than a century later. But is it true? Is St. Petersburg actually as perpetually sunny as it claims to be? Or was this a masterclass in clever marketing that left an entire city wrapped in sunshine mythos? That's where things get interesting. Because despite its sunny rep, St. Pete actually gets more rain in the summer than Seattle, a city famously known for its endless drizzle. So how do both statements coexist? How can St. Pete be rainier and yet somehow sunnier? Let's unravel the weather magic. Some would call it a loophole that makes this city shine brighter than most. It starts with geography. St. Petersburg isn't just a dot on Florida's map. It's uniquely perched on a tiny peninsula jutting out from Florida's larger peninsula. Surrounded by water on nearly all sides, this positioning isn't just picturesque, it's meteorologically significant. Now zoom out, way out. When we look at Earth as a whole, we find patterns, global systems that decide where air rises, falls, and moves. Around the equator, the sun hits hardest, warming the surface and making the air rise like steam from a pot. That air eventually cools, sinks, and shifts, landing in bands around 30 degrees north and south. And guess what? That's exactly where St. Pete sits. Normally, this would mean dry, desert-like conditions. Think the Sahara or parts of the Middle East. But St. Pete is no desert. Why? Water. The surrounding Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic Ocean completely change the game. Water heats up and cools down more slowly than land, and this creates constant pressure differences. Hot land causes air to rise. Cooler sea air rushes in to fill the gap, creating what's known as a sea breeze. These breezes not only cool things off, but also push developing storm clouds further inland, away from the coast. That means, while parts of Florida deal with steamy afternoon downpours, St. Pete often basks in clear skies and golden sunbeams. And here's where the loophole comes in. If it rains inland, but stays sunny on the beach, does it count as a sunny day? Well, technically, yes. According to the National Weather Service, a sunny day is one where less than 1/8 of the sky is covered with opaque clouds. That means, even if there's a 10-minute thunderstorm at 3 p.m., the rest of the day might still qualify as sunny. It's not about whether it rains. It's about how long the sun shines before or after it does. St. Pete's specific shape, a little hook on the coast, means it dodges a lot of Florida's typical rainfall. Storms form inland, and by the time they build up enough moisture to release a downpour, they've already drifted beyond St. Pete's borders. This tiny geographical advantage puts it right in a Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too stormy, just right for sunshine. Now, let's add one more ingredient to the weather cocktail, the Bermuda High. This massive high-pressure system in the Atlantic plays puppet master with Florida's storms. Sometimes, it blocks hurricanes, steering them up the east coast. Other times, it invites them in for a visit. But overall, it tends to keep major disturbances at bay, allowing St. Pete to enjoy more clear skies than most of its neighboring cities. Of course, no place is immune to extreme weather. In 2024, Hurricane Milton made a rare direct hit, dumping an unbelievable 5 inches of rain on the city in just 1 hour. For perspective, that kind of rainfall would overwhelm even the best-prepared city. But such events are rare. In the previous 175 years, Saint Pete had only recorded 2 other major hurricanes, one in 1848 and another in 1921. So yes, it does rain in Saint Pete, sometimes a lot. But the kind of rain matters. Unlike Seattle, where light showers and gray skies linger for days, Florida rain tends to arrive like a guest who shows up late, causes a scene, and then vanishes. Quick, intense, but fleeting. And when the clouds part, the sun almost always comes back out to finish the day. Now, back to that bold newspaper offer. Between 1910 and the paper's closing in the 1980s, the Evening Independent only had to honor its sunshine promise 296 times. That's 296 cloudy or rainy days out of roughly 28,000. That means the paper, banking its credibility on the weather, only had to give away free issues 6 times a year. That's not just luck. That's climate science in action. St. Pete even holds a Guinness World Record for the most consecutive sunny days, 768 straight from 1967 to 1969. While the definitions of sunny have evolved over time, and some meteorologists argue about technicalities, the record still stands as a monument to this city's unique climate. And there's more than just weather here. This is a place where blue skies stretch over jewel-toned beaches, where street murals brighten downtown alleys, and where museums sit just blocks away from buzzing bars and restaurants. It's no wonder people come for the sun and stay for the soul of the city. So is St. Petersburg really the Sunshine City? Statistically, geographically, meteorologically, yes. But more importantly, emotionally, absolutely. This is a place that believed in its sunshine so strongly, it turned it into a legacy. A place that dared to promise blue skies and made good on it for over a century. A city where the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of the identity. And that's the real magic of St. Pete. Not just that it's sunny, but that it made the sun a central character in its story. It didn't hide from clouds or deny storms, it just bet on the light coming back. And more often than not, it was right. Most clickable